Oh, look at Pepe. She's in early. How you doing, man? Looking forward to seeing what you have teed up for Bitcoin. I haven't looked at it yet. I try not to look at these actually, so you get a fresh look at it. Mike's okay? Should be. Looks like it's all right. I think. Let's see here. Level's good. Good, man. Thanks. Okay, another minute. You know, it's 2-3 minutes. Let people join us. Kind of a snooze fest. Today, everybody knows that nothing's going to happen, yet nobody wants to do anything, so we hold. Good day to sell premium. My portfolio's down to touch. I can't get the... Why don't I have this on YouTube? Oh, hang on. Let's see. We'll give it 2 more minutes and we'll get started. Looks like I'm live. All right, 1 more minute. I'm trying to get this. I think that'll get me shareable link. There we go. For the Discord. Okay, let's get that out of there. And 1 more minute. All right, here we go. Disclaim. For what that's worth. Does anybody even read the disclaimer? We just have to do it. It's a funny thing. All right, guys, welcome. Here we go. We got a nice little lineup here. I had to nudge a little bit to get enough of the stream, but I've got some of the regs really, as these guys do. They came through. Starting up here, this is one of my senseis. This is George, GZ1968. You know him in the Discord. Kind of an interesting view here of what has he got? TOTAL2. Dope. So all of crypto excluding Bitcoin. Bull, right? So there's no doubt we'd like to see an alt bull. And this is kind of an interesting look at it. So the thing I like about George is he just... he thinks a little bit differently. He thinks differently than I do, which is, I think, what part of his real value. And he's an engineer, so it's interesting how engineers approach Elliott Wave. So that's always valuable to me. So with this, he looks like we're working off of, are we in log scale? No, we're not. A diag, a massive diag into a potential pivot up here through... Again, this is kind of creative here. So we've got an A, B, C into a W. Then we're going to go at A, B, C, D, E, potentially, right? It's all, again, anything like a triangle is very hard to forecast, right? Because until you really, you're in the E wave, it can go a lot of different directions. But this is an interesting idea. He wants me to go over, let's go to the daily as well. So let's pop over to the daily and we'll see some more definition. I love how it's one of the great features of TradingView that you can do that, right? You can get a different read. through different time frames here. So now we can see a little more detail here. So you start to dig in and go, all right, do I really have this here? Well, one thing we can say, well, let's see. Yeah, it'd be a stretch to try and work this into an impulse. See, it's tempting to look at this and go, why are we doing anything? Oh, come here. Why are we doing anything other? No, that's the wrong one. Anything other than a 5? Jesus, what am I doing? Which one do I want? Not that one. I want this one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Why are we not doing that? Right? Every week you're going off all the time. Does the market move in 5s and 3s? Well, there's a 5. Is it though? Right? We want those 5s. You know, this certainly looks like that's a 3. You could certainly see a candidate here for a 3 here. This gets a little kinky here, but you can get the 3 down. He's a little bit off on these. You can get the 3 down here, diag into the A, kind of a skinny B, right? You know, we're on a daily. We could probably dig a little retrace out of that. 3 A B. Again, it's a little bit of a squish in there. Is it really? But it's valid here. So let's go. What do you say? Also down to a 4-minute. Get some more detail here. All right, so let's, no, he's not going to go into that one. So we've got a WX. It's probably not an impulse, right? 3 would be the shortest here. So you're kind of stuck with A, B. Are we going to go into a flat here? Okay, is it the best looking Elliott price action? No. A creative approach to the Elliott count? Yes. Hey, can we do a diag here? So we'd have an A, B, C, D, E into a B. Diag into the C down here. Trying to get another 3. Okay, so again, it's a lot to forecast, but you know this would be something to maybe keep an eye on in terms of potential roadmaps, right? That's all this is, right? This is way too much, right? Do we know this is going to happen? Of course not. If we come down here into this 50 to the golden zone here. Some people call that the whole thing, the golden zone. If we come down into this pocket down here where we know an algo is going to be active, that's the only thing we know for sure is that an algo is going to be active here. It doesn't mean it can't break, but we know they're going to be there. Reaction? Well, this is going to start to look a lot more probable if we get a 3 off of this. Because then we're like, oh, okay, we've got 3, got another 3. Now you would anticipate that final 3. That'd give you the X. Now, again, we're looking for a Y way above. So this is really prime for a big alt run. Okay, yeah, and this is a lot to forecast, but it's an interesting possibility. You know, it's not something we can trade off, but it gives you kind of a general potential map here to get to an alt bull, which I think we would all love to see, right? Percentage returns would be, you know, pretty interesting. And with now some of the legislation moving through Congress, you can start to see, you know, the potential is there for this to happen. So I think this is just the kind of thing to keep an eye on, right? This is not actionable, but it's just something to kind of watch, right? It's always a good idea to have this somewhere so you can just refer to it. It may or may not follow this count, but it's been pretty consistent. If I go back to the daily, pretty consistent series of 3s. So one to consider, you know, again, always a good idea. If we can get this push here, we're all going to be very, very happy. There's just no way around that. Any help to get, sometimes, right, going into log scale here, because we certainly have, you know, 3-4 times the range. Would this be a 4? And we're going to go up here and do this all as a big 5. And that would get us into, I think, some consistent, I would extend that consistency here into this 5th, right? If we get this, happy days, right? We're all going to be very, very happy. I'd give it 70-30 odds that not necessarily that we follow this particular roadmap, but that we get an alt bull. Still looks promising. There's no reason to anticipate. I mean, the biggest threat to crypto and all of finance is geopolitical. That's when you have a harsh risk off, and this could unravel quickly. So let's hope we don't see that this situation get worse, because that will certainly delay any sort of a crypto bull, alt bull, certainly. Maybe you get some Bitcoin action, but I think we got to be sadly paying attention to what's going on with the geopolitics. So there we go. Nice work, George. Always interested in how your mind works and how you approach Elliott Wave, because it's so different than the way mine does. Okay, so we got that. All right, we got race car K-Pack is looking at, what are you looking at? Oh, ADA. I think I had this. Okay, so this was that's your copy. So this is your, I just changed the colors here. All right, there's a few more people joining us. Good, glad to see, right? We do know that most people watch it after the fact, which is why we do the time codes. Actually, George does them for me. Okay, so some of you may have read, I think they bought 100 billion of Bitcoin just the other day to kind of shore up their balance sheet and, you know, fend off any potential sell-off here. Many of you may have seen that. So let's go back to our daily. What would we think coming into this, right? If we're just applying, well, this is, you know, the kind of thing where I go, does the market move in 5s and 3s? You know, again, don't take my word for it. Ask yourself. You tell me. 5 up, 3 down. Well, that's kind of a tricky 3. Oh, and then we have this. You know, we've been over that many times. So let's just do a gray box there. Right, pre. Which administration is it going to be? Oh, crypto friendly. There we go. And so all of that now has been, what? Well, let's see. How much of it has been given back? Let's see how the algo did here. Pretty good if I get it right on it. Looks like we tapped a couple of times here. He's notating a big monthly order block here. Good. Well done. Race car K-Pack. Nice to mark that off. Sometimes people get confused with what an order block is. It literally is exactly what it says. It's a block of orders. So thus, right, with a big fat monthly order block here, your anticipation would be there's going to be some reaction here, whether it's longs defending their positions, unfilled orders getting picked up, areas of obvious support. Now, how many of you have looked at the monthly on Cardano? I would bet not many. How many times do you check the monthly? I have to remind myself. I'll go to the weekly, but I have to remind, oh God, I should look at the monthly. Well, there's the daily, right? So can we call this, we wouldn't call that corrective. I think we could all agree on that. So now we get some complexity here as the market's waiting like, fuck, come on. Can we get some regulation? This is a legitimate use case here. These will likely be contenders to be part of the crypto revolution in finance, right? It's happening slowly. But, you know, for those of you that have been in the space, right, it's been happening slowly for 5-6 years now. Well, a good 3 years, right, where they're making progress. Now, this legislation that's working its way through the House, right, those are the big pieces going into place. So it just requires patience, right? I know we all want it now. It's happening. Add in the AI and talk about a match made in heaven for traders, crypto and AI. You know, when I started this 6 years ago, AI was like, what? Now it's dominant. Okay, can we work this count out? Right, this is good work. Race car K-Pack 3, 3. 1, 2, 3. So you'd have to do it this way. The big key here is this piece of it, right? We clearly get a big 3, right? And what do we see up here, right? Same old shit every week, right? It's the same thing, right? We see a little liquidity sweep up here as they grab that. Oh, you know, somebody bought there. What were they thinking? Or were they even thinking at all? Was it just their greed, the greed kicking in? That's what causes these, right? Greed. Oh, it's going to go. Terrible places to enter the market. How did this work out over here? You just don't. You're going to keep doing it. You know, if you're doing it, you could take my advice and stop now, or let the market teach you that. It will teach it to you. Just your choice, right? How much money you want to lose before that becomes habit. Not, oh, maybe I shouldn't. Just no, I don't. Big difference. Up to you. Said market's going to teach it to you one way or another. Okay, let's get that just out of here. Okay, so we got potentially now some complexity. So we're going to get this is reasonable. We're going into a double coming down. Why, right? You say, well, wait a minute. I thought the market moves in 5s and 3s. Well, yeah, it does, but there's some complexity here. Any question about the 5 here? Let's get that down. We have a 5 here, but it's not followed by another 5, right? We begin and we end in 5s. Period, period, period. Don't take my word for it. Look at the charts yourself. Pull up any asset forever, any time frame. You come to your own conclusion. There's a 5 down here. Well, let's see. Well, that's a little kinky in there. Oh, you'd have to do it as A, B, C. Sometimes it's a little squirrely, right? Don't expect, you got to be, for example, let's see if we do this in a line chart. Let's get a little cleaner. 3, 3, 5. A, B, C, right? Often, don't forget to, every now and then you got to look at a line chart to say, what is it really doing, right? Because the wicks can distort. But this way, right, is easier to read. I think it's easier to read here. But what you miss here, right, is the high, right? So you take something like this and say, okay, well, we wicked up here, right? So, and we come into it, great short, right? But that's not the better short. The better short is the second one. It's always the second one. And now sometimes it'll just run away from you, but it's the push and then when it comes back. That's the one you want, right? Because you've already confirmed this. Now that's the better one. So here's the 5, and I get a 3. Curious, right? You got to keep track of Al at all times. What did he do last, right? You got to know. Looks like that's a 50. All right, right in the pocket. This is going to be too far. Went too far here. There's a 50. Even here, likely that was 50 to the tick, right? So we're coming down here. Where's the target? Right here. Coming into this zone here that he ID'd. So you keep this simple. Why complicate it, right? We can probably just do something like this. Okay, we're in this channel. Channeling is absolutely essential to good Elliott Wave. Essential. Okay, WX, Y, X. What do we got? A, B, looks like C forming, right? So do you want to buy it right now? No. Right? You don't want to anticipate the turn. You want to let turn happen. Because once it gets started, right? Oh, now I can put a stop down here. And you say, well, but God, man, what if it gets stopped out? What if it does? Hello, welcome to trading, right? You expect to get stopped out more than you don't, period. Okay, well, so you got to set it up because your assumption would be, okay, we're looking for a pivot down here. Well, don't just say, oh, it's technical, right? So I should buy it. No, that's not the way to do it. You want to see the reaction. Give me the reaction, something, right? Sweep a pivot, something, change the state of delivery, inducement, whatever you want to call it. Something has to give us some degree of, okay, something has changed. Because right now I got higher, I got lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. Well, here's a little pop. What did we do? We just went into a little imbalance here, fill it back up, and we're heading back down. Really, did you do anything there? Well, this is a free fall, right? So that you're not taking out the lows of any candles. Here's the first time, that little pocket there, you had a little bit of a, God damn it, come here. A little bit of a sweep here. So, okay, so this would become a breaker block, right? Now we come back all the way through it, potentially. If you got to retrace, this would be an area to look. Right, so again, just nothing radical here. If we were to come back into this might be an area of interest as it sits there. Do you see how this is all just one move here? And even this is internal, right? This is the only thing that gave you some degree of, okay, possibly you'd have a little change in state of delivery here, as in, okay, the order flow has switched. Now we're back down. So now what are we looking for? 5. Do we have it? Well, let's go to a 60. We're looking for a 5. Do we see a 5 here? Looks like it snuck through, maybe. Let's see, I can't quite tell. We have a little bit of an overlap there. Again, it's you got to use a little bit of judgment here. Would I not label it as a 5? Not yet. You could go to a diag, but the first move down, it's pretty impulsive. Short, you'd have to pull the 1-2 out of there. You'd have to really get granular there. Could be there's more to go. All right, we don't want to force it. Could be you're still in the 3 there. 1, 2, 3. Could be more to go. All the more why you don't want to anticipate. You don't want to say, oh, it's done. Let it show you, right? You're not. What are you going to miss here? 12 cents. Don't try and anticipate. Let the market show you. You don't have to catch the turn. In fact, you never should try to catch the turn. What are you doing that for? To stroke your ego? To post it on Instagram? Oh, look, I caught the turn. Well, you'll catch it once or twice, but more often than not, you'll get sliced up and just buried because the market will punish you for trying. The market punishes mistakes. Trying to pick the turn is a mistake. Well, why are you doing it? Seriously, what's the need to try and pick the turn? Oh, I'm going to get 4% more return on this trade, but you're going to get pummeled more often than you're not. And it's just not worth it. It's not worth trying to make the hero call. 5 years from now, that 12-cent difference here ain't going to make a difference. It's not really actionable, so this just becomes something for your watch list. Okay, we're in the zone. We're in this big monthly order block. You might like to see it come down to the 50%. Which might be good here. Okay, well, that's going to be deep for a retracement. Remember, we're probably well past golden here. All right, here's golden. Well, there's your reaction, right? That's why you don't jump. Look at the reaction here in the golden zone. We have 2 reactions here. Okay, a little bit here. It's very possible. Would that have made you been thinking, oh, we're done here? You know, I'm looking for an ABC, right? Okay, maybe you got a little scalp here off of that reaction. Maybe. Stopped out, right? If you put your stop under here, which would have been very logical. Okay, I'm gonna take it right here, and I got this, I got that. But if it's coming, oh, we're doing a 4, right? Because what would you be thinking? Oh, I'm gonna get that. But as we come down here, what? Oh, shit. Okay, well, you know, it's all perception, right? How do you think of that? Well, the right way to think of that, you know, not that I can tell you how to think, but the right way to approach that is, oh, fuck, well, glad I had my stop on. Stop did its job. Okay, thank you very much. Next trade. Not, oh, motherfucker. God damn it, I can't believe I got stopped out. You just let it ruin your day. It's just trading. It's just, okay, I got stopped. Stop did its job. Next trade. Now, am I going to like it down here? Same thing. I need a technical reaction. It's something that would make sense. Midpoint of the monthly order block, maybe. But again, don't just sit with a limit order down here. Let it react. Oh, I'll take the first little stop under the low. That's not hard. Oh, there's lots of ways to complicate trading. Best traders in the world will tell you, when in doubt, simplify. Don't complicate. You're just making it harder on yourself. It's harder to make a decision. And you need to make a decision. Now, you go down to the lower the time frame, the more pressure you're putting yourself under to make snap decisions. That's why I always will tell you, for what we do, which is swing trading, 60 minutes and above, you don't have to make that snap decision. You can really map it out and say, does this make sense? Is everything in place? Do I have all the ingredients for a good trade? Do I have it? Yes. Okay, take the trade. Okay, where's the stop? That's the first thing. How much am I risking? Not, oh my God, look how much I can make, right? That's what amateurs do. That's what retail does. Oh, fuck, look how much I can make here. Oh my God, if that goes all the way to new highs, look how much I'm going to make, right? That's what a retail trader does. What does a professional do? What's the risk here? Do I love this trade enough to accept that risk? Do you want to long that? Where's your stop? Down here? Or are you just going to use a random relative to your portfolio? You going to trade the market, or you going to trade your wallet? Ripening, but there's right now, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. There's no reason to be a buyer here. Yet. Okay, race car K-Pack. Nicely done. I think we covered that. I'd keep the channels coming here. I'd keep them tight. I want you to, when I see that channel break. Now remember, the trend line rule that rules, I think that's the language he used. Al Brooks, kind of one of the first pioneers in price action trading. We break a trend line, that's not a buy. Because the premise is, if you break a trend line, well, let's see if I can find an example. Oh, well, here, let's get rid of this one. something we've talked about a lot, right? There's a lot of traders that really prioritize this. Right, now, okay, you could say, geez, I don't know why I'm struggling with that today. Yeah, I want this one. Okay, you could say, oh, it broke the trend line. Oh, was there a scalp here? Yeah. But the assumption of the trend line rule is that a break of a trend line is a setup, because that sets up retail who buys it, who thinks this is coming. But in actual fact, break of the trend line sets up a push to a new low, right, to accommodate that new low, which we get. And then we get another low. So we have a break of a trend line here. You'd see it again, right? We'll just repeat this. Here's the break. Here's the 5 down. Oops. Okay. Break of the trend line. Retail thinks this. Price action traders know the odds, right? It's always about odds and probabilities, never certainty. The odds are we're going to get a new low, which we do. I can do it again. Here's the next channel. Come here. Tight, tight. Break. Who buys here? Retail. That's retail bait. Oh, they're thinking this, right? What do? New low. Right, a lot of trading books. Oh, break the trend line. Well, you can buy it. Oh, another one who really, really drives this home. He's very good. He trades just the ES. Thomas Wade, many of you may see him. So he took Al Brooks. Is he boring to watch? But a brilliant guy, just boring communicator. Thomas Wade, much better, but he really drives this home. Break the trend line. It's just a setup for a new low. And, of course, a channel. It's just a two-sided trend line. So good examples, right? I mean, that's something to have in the back of your mind. Oh, I broke the trend line. That doesn't mean buy it. Well, let's make sure there's not a push for a new low. Things to keep in mind. Now factor that into your Elliott Wave. What were you anticipating here? Well, if this is the W, you're looking for the X. I got 5 down. Well, okay, maybe it's ABC and I'm good here, right into the golden. You could see how you could think that. Oh, holy shit, look at this. I got an ABC right into the golden, right? Okay, that's not kind of a sloppy one. Oh, am I going to have a very shallow 2? Oh, okay, maybe I'm going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, maybe that's it. Maybe it's going to be a 1, shallow 2. There's the impulse. 3, oh. Bummer, right? It doesn't happen. Okay, well, that's the power of Elliott Wave. If not this, then that. And if not that, then this. Right? There's a decision fork, the matrix, right, that you have to go through. I didn't get a 5 here. Oh, shit, if I don't get a 5 here, what's likely happening? W, X, Y, X, right? Because you wouldn't think impulse, right? Way too much of an overlap. You wouldn't think 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, maybe you did, right? Maybe you're going, oh shit, okay, well all right. I've read Elliott will allow for a little overlap here in leveraged markets. Well, that's more than a little bit. And by the way, it's right into a 50, and it's not a 5. Little things, right? Now you're on a 5-minute chart. That's going to be you better have that so ingrained in your mind that you don't have to think. Oh, I know what's happening immediately. But if you want to take your time with it, okay. Particularly for a new student here, we have many that just come in because they want to learn this. 1, 2, 3. Wait a minute. What would that mean? Oh, is it a diag? No, I'm looking. Well, I suppose you could talk yourself into it. But then I have an impulse right in the middle. So, no, not a diag because I have an impulse right in the middle of it. So what does that leave? I suppose you could think ABC into a W. X, right? That would be an alternate. You could probably consider that. W as an alternate. A, B, C. W, where'd it go? X. Let's make that bigger. All right, so now you're like, oh, fuck, man. This Elliott Wave, there's so many possibilities. Well, if you want to find problems in Elliott Wave, it's easy to do. You find problems in it. There is no technical package, program, or approach or methodology that doesn't have a few issues. Nothing works all the time, ever, right? And that's never going to change. Probabilities, context, what does your mind see? What are you comfortable with? What do you understand? What makes sense to you? Elliott Wave makes sense to me. Why use it? Why teach it? There's very little I haven't looked at. This is consistently something that I can understand and I know when and where to take action. So if that appeals to you, right, we might be a good source for you. I don't know how this is ending, but here's what I do know. As long as I stay above this pivot, I've got a good candidate here. Now that's a kind of a shitty looking 5, right? We don't get an impulse. That's too much overlap. But okay, maybe I've got 5 swings up here. I'm looking for the retrace. This, different story. As long as we stay above this, I can still think 1, 2. We come down here. Nope. Something else is going on. And you've got a big golden down here. So if we start coming down here, oh, something else is happening. Okay. Thanks for that, race car. Let's see. I got I think it's a new member. Oh, fuck. I don't even know how to say this. Bu7 Amani 93. Fuck, I'm sure I'm butchering that. I don't know how to say it. Okay, but welcome. Glad you're here. This is it's giving me, it looks like an image. All right, some of the new members, right? It takes them a little bit of time to figure out how to do this. Okay. Right, let's see if I do that. Will I get your chart? Do I get it? Okay, so this is... I've got a 3-day here, so he's going to go with an A, B, C. Oh, shit. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Okay, so one thing right off the bat, Bu7 Amani 93. Look at the length of time of your proposed 2 here relative to the 4. So I'm not saying that couldn't be the 4. I'm just saying that's a low probability. I'd be careful of that, right? So with a good Elliott wave, you could you draw a channel on that? No, right? Your channel would be right here. So let's what'd you give me here? You're giving me a 3-day. Okay, so let's do a 3-day and see how that looks. I don't think it's going to give me yours, but what do I got here? Did you give it to me on Binance? You did. Okay, so let's pick this apart. Not your work, but just look at it through the lens of our methodology, how we teach this, right? Okay, so first question, do I need to be in log scale? Yeah. Right, any question? So what is that? Oh, that's into the 21 highs. So looking at that, does it make you think, oh, holy shit, I got to buy that? Now, Adam certainly has utility. There's a real use case here. Likely a survivor in the alt space. But how does that looking good to you? Looks fucking horrible, doesn't it? Right? I mean, if you brought this chart up, does that make you go, holy shit, I got to buy that? I mean, the only thing you could talk yourself into is like, well, okay, we're down into the absolute lows. So if there's going to, think back to George's TOTAL2. If there's going to be an alt bull, well, you're certainly buying it. I mean, at $4, and we've been as high as 44 potential. Okay, well, let's get into log scale and see if we can make any sense of this. Okay, first question always, where's Al? What did he do last? Did you break him? Okay, we broke him. Right, so he's not involved here. Right, on the 3-day, yeah, we got, pretty sure we have closes. Yes, we do. Right, so he's broken here. Meaning, who's in charge? Sell side. Oh, Jesus Christ, look at this. Where's an arrow? Right, here's the 50. That's the target. Think an algo's involved there? Don't take my word for it. So why would I use that pivot? Looks like they used it too. Looks like the algo used it. Let's just try this. Do you see that? Do you see it right there in the golden zone? That's why we would use that. I cannot make this shit up. Can't do it. Right? Look at the tag here on the 2 targets. This is how you confirm it's an algo, not this. A 50% retracement doesn't necessarily mean it's an algo. Could be an algo. How do we confirm it? What happens at the target? I mean, again, I cannot make this stuff up. There you go. Get rid of that. So does it make you want to buy it? Yeah, let's get this all the way down here. Oh, Trying to get the last. Jesus, even that's not great. Let's go to a daily. Okay, all right. So now let's put an Elliott count on it and see if it's helpful. Does it help? All right, I certainly likely to call this. Well, it's not corrective. Into a double here. What are we doing here? Yeah. I'd be inclined to first don't try and get to make it too complicated. What likely something like this is going on. This is all corrective right now. Again, oh, come here. Stuck in a rut. We're up, we're down, we're up, we're down. On Binance, you know that's going to be. Let's do it this way. Oh, let's go here. Right, so here's the value area, right? So you don't have any particular edge here. What do we do? Come right to the edge of value. Pop back right into this consolidation, right? So the distribution down to the golden, break the golden, right? So bulls, pardon me, bears very much in control here. Things to look for, right? If you're thinking, oh God, maybe the time is right. Did we have a liquidity sweep? Yes, we did. Is this impulsive? No, it's not. What do we want to come out of there? Let's go all the way down to a 1. I may not be able to squeeze that enough. I'm not. Let's try a 3. Didn't get it. What do I likely have here? Some sort of, oh fuck. Again, try simplify if you can. That might be, that's pretty simple. But it's kind of the same thing. We're doing the same thing. We're just bouncing. Can you make money there? Yeah. As a swing trader, is that particularly good price action? Not really. Maybe some accumulation down here. Oh well, take it out to the value areas. Oh well, here, if anything, I want to be buying at the lower edge here. If I'm a bull, what do I know? I know that 68% of the price action has been contained in that box. Does that make sense to you? Now we're coming down to the lower edge. Are we heading down here? Fuck, we don't know. But I know I've got nothing impulsive coming out of here. I had a tease here, but already swept that. So if you took that off of maybe it's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could have been, right? That's not an unreasonable thought. Maybe this was a 1. Oh, if not this, then what? Looks to me like this is going into another A, B, C. Let's turn that green. We'll go up a degree just to be consistent. A, little b. Okay, maybe. But that doesn't quite fit, right? Because we need the A here. If that's the W, we need the B here. So what do I have down here? Could that be, right? This is getting more bearish, so you start to put some shape to it. That's not looking so good for the bull, because that's 5 down and broke the low. There's a little retrace. Is that a 2? Why would you think otherwise? Looks like that's impulsive down. I'm on the daily. Clearly a 3. We're going for 5. Right? Now per that labeling. Now, I don't know that that's going to stick, but right now as I look at it, that looks like impulsive. That looks corrective. That's impulsive. Sorry, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Where's the path of least resistance? Could we go down that far? A lot of times I'm just asking you to think about it. Does that look like a place you want to put money at risk? I wouldn't. Do whatever you're going to do. Get down and do whatever you're going to do. I don't care, right? Do it. I don't care, right? But when you get something up here, if you give me this, if I get what I'm looking for here, oh, I might take a swing here. Maybe I'm even thinking, oh, it's an ABC before we go down again. But at least get the higher high, something to break here. Right now, this is lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. Why are you trying to fight that? Well, because I want it to go up, man. I know alts are going to go. It's for all this legislation, all this good action is happening. Trump's in the White House, but I want it to go, right? This guy, I don't know, this isn't thinking of Cardano. I mean, okay, we got the Genius Bill. We got the stable coins. We got all this action happening. Why is this going down? That's really not the question, right? Unless you're fundamentally trying to approach the market. Technically, is there anything here to say buy this? If you see it, I'd like to know what you're seeing. I guarantee that's a squeeze. Oh, I don't have this one, but pretty high odds we're in a squeeze, which is not bad news. Squeeze is a good news, right? Black is a squeeze. All right, so at this level, even if I take it back to a daily here, you're going to have, look at all the black, right? All the squeeze. Now, squeeze is not bad news. Squeeze is good news because what do we know comes from that contraction, right? The expansion. That's the value of the squeeze. Oh, contraction, expansion. Back in contraction. This time I get expansion up. Back in contraction, expansion down. But long term, this isn't ripe. That's a green banana. Keep an eye on it. But let's get this to reverse to something like that. Now, I don't want to take that necessarily. Well, you kind of, even there, you want, okay, oh, give me that. Right? If I want to put my stop all the way down, give me something, right? Don't just sit down here with a limit order. Why, right? How do you know it's not doing that? You don't know. Right? I've said this many times. Every trading decision you make, every single one, I don't care how complex the Elliott Wave is. I do not care. It's the same thing. Is it going to hold? Is this going to break or is this going to break? Every decision is always down to just that. There is no place where I can't break it down to that. Is it going to hold? And do I have a range? And which side breaks? This one or that one? That's it. Forever and ever. That's the only decision you're making. Okay, so, I got a big rally here. Oh, now I'm in the middle of that range. So I have an internal retracement. Does it go external or is it internal? Well, did I sweep some liquidity up here? Maybe it's coming back, right? We know the algos like to alternate from external to internal. Oh, did I sweep some liquidity up here? Did I sweep some liquidity up here? Oh, I did. Oh, maybe they're coming back down for internal. Oh, is there a fair value gap here? An imbalance? Order block? Breaker block? Something I can lean on here to say, ooh, okay, that looks like maybe there's a spot there where I could, oh. Now, you want to be aggressive? Put your stop down here. You want to, like, shit, I'm not sure. I don't know. Did you get a good 3 here? Maybe you need that. Oh, shit, now do I have a fair value gap here? Yeah, you always want the lowest fair value gap, right? It's going to be the best risk reward. Do I get that? Can I go external? Can I get that? That's all you're ever doing. This is all just, well, fuck, I've got, 5, 20, 100 years, right? Depends on what you're looking at. I've got all this history. What does that history give me? Context. So I can make an intelligent decision out here, not just a flip a coin. Heads I buy, tails I sell. Well proven. I say this every week. Been documented many times. With good money management, heads I buy, tails I sell makes money. With good money management. So can you add some good money management? Low, high. I'm in a range. What's the context prior to it? Were you expecting this to go impulsive? Maybe you were. Did it happen? No. Okay, well now what does that mean? Probably a B wave. Oh, well that's impulsive, right? So is that the C wave? Is that context? Or does it make sense? No, not quite. Looks like this needs more to come. But then you look at that and go, well, what if it goes higher? Couldn't that have been it? I suppose you could make that case. But look at it. WXY. We're going to do an A, B. Oh, pardon me. WXA, Y here. Doesn't fit. Right? You might have thought the Y was here. Oh, shit, there it is. WXY. Oh, I got it. Is that really a Y? Maybe you squeeze it in there. Oh, fuck. Okay, that's it, because I want it to be it. Oh, I got a 1, 2. Didn't get a new high. What did I do? It looks like I came into an order block up here. Oh, I didn't quite make it. And then you got a little fair value gap here, right? So that's a good order block to be targeting. Because here's the, why do you know that's a good order block? Because it led to the imbalance there, the displacement. Consolidation, right? Squeeze, squeeze, consolidation, expansion. Squeeze, expansion. Squeeze, squeeze, expansion. Over and over and over and over and over again. That's all the market ever does, right? What's your decision here? Do I have this? Do I have it? Do I have enough? It's not a trade I'm taking. Okay. Thanks, Bu7. I feel like he's trying to make that 7 part of the name. Fuck, I don't know. Busamani 93. I can't get it. I don't know what you're trying to say there. He may be not from the U.S. Maybe you get the RSI down here, right? That's falling RSI. There's really nothing here that says, oh, I got to buy this. You could talk yourself into it. Well, where am I? I'm at the low end of value. Okay. If you just must take it, nibble, just a little baby. If you're like, oh fuck, I don't care, I'll ride it all the way down. I'll dollar cost average all the way down because I'm a believer in Atom and Cosmos. I believe it's going to be a player. Well, fuck, there you go, dollar cost average down. I'm never saying don't trade. I'm just saying I'm applying our methodology. Does this set up and give you a ripe trading opportunity? In our method, definitely not. Your decision what you do with that. Okay, now let me go to Andreas, back with Bitcoin Silver. Let's see, now he and I had a little chart exchange. Let's see what he's thinking after that. Let's go ahead and leave that. And let's get the copy over here. Let's keep the market still. When does he come on? Oh, we got a ways till the Fed comes. He's not going to do anything, but the market will likely react to it. Okay, so we got a 4-hour here. Oh shit, Andreas, I got to pull this back a little bit and see what we're doing here. Okay, so he went with a. Oh fuck! All right, I gotta get that reset. 1, 2. Oh no, I got your. This is Bitcoin. I was like, this doesn't look like Bitcoin Silver. Is that what you wanted, Andreas? No, you wanted Bitcoin Silver. I didn't think that you wanted that. Let's see if I. It says Bitcoin Silver. I think. Let's see if I do. Or God damn it, I keep doing that. Bitcoin Satoshi's Vision, BSV. Let's see if I can get it. What did you give it to me on crypto? The aggregator. Where is it? Bear with me, guys, while I find it. There it is. Okay. Bitcoin. Satoshi's Vision. Okay, there we go. All right, that's better. So let me get here. I thought that's what he wanted. Okay, let's get that. Something we can look at. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? I would agree with that. Some nice Elliott work here. Just a reminder, right? I say this often, but when you're in like, what the fuck? Right, maybe you got a little triangle in there, something to think about here. It looks like he's done this through a WXY. It could be triangle. It almost doesn't matter. 1, 2, 3. We consolidate, right? I guarantee you that's a squeeze. You don't have anything below. You'd have a squeeze in here, then expansion, right? Squeeze, expansion, right? Same shit, different day. WXY. Okay, go with that. AB. I think this is past gold in here, if I recall. I can't remember. Yep, it is. It's 707. What is it reacting to? Likely it's the imbalance up here. All right, do you see the imbalance? Which means I've got a good order block up here, just above it. Oh, you probably use that. Oh, yeah, there we go. All right, so why do I think that's a good order block? Because look at the displacement that came off it, all right? So we know this is an area where we have, what? A block of orders. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. We're doing it as a diag. Why? Why are we thinking diag there? Let's go to a 4. See what he's thinking. Okay, well, the new rules from Elliott Wave International, who dictates, contemporary Elliott Wave, we don't have to overlap for a diag. So 3, 3, 3, 3. Okay, all right, so drawing it out, he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 via diag, right? So do we have 5 swings? Yes, we do, all right? Doesn't have to overlap, but structure is 3, series of 3s. Okay, decent. What's the thought here on Satoshi's vision? A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, truncation. Now remember, truncation is, they happen, but it's abnormal, right? So we don't want to go there unless we're forced to, right? It's the last resort. Is there another way to solve the puzzle without that? Doesn't look like it. Unless you wanted to think of this as an ABC, right? And then you'd be reevaluating that count. Whoops, get this back up here. See, could you even, I suppose you could probably, you're not getting great looking. Probably get a diag into that 1, 2, 3, 4. There may be an impulse in that. This is broken, so I'm going to get that out of there. Some of these are not in play at the moment. I'm just going to clear these so we can see this a little better. Okay, so truncation. So let's mark that as he's got this as his 5th. ABC4 couldn't get there. I'm always curious. See, would I have the same thing with line chart here? You would, not as severe. A little iffy here in that we'd have this. That would be the perhaps overly ambitious. Okay, but let's go with it, right? This is his count. Let's see if we can make it work. So A, B. Oh, let's see. I got to get down here. A, B, C, A, B, C. 1, 2, 3. Okay, just something to, not saying it's wrong or right, just something to keep in mind. That's your 2. This is your 4. Why not put it here? It's just something for consideration. One, 2, 3, A, B, C. Okay. Looks like you might be technical there, right? That's what we want to pay attention to. What did Al do? A little shy of the 50. That's could be Al. Hard to call it. Let's go to a 1, see if this clears up. A, B, C. That's valid. I might label this a little bit differently here, but okay, so now we come down. I got impulsive down, and I've got 3 up. Right, the impulse down was like, oh shit, oh, wait, we know this. We begin and end in 5s, right? So, so here's the end, but did I begin with a 5? No. Technical, is that Al? Let's find out. Nope, broken. Well, let's see, it might be coming from a higher pivot. Let's take the highest pivot. Oh, there he is. It's a stretch, right? It's too random. So I would give the edge there. So that's not Al. 5 down, 3 up. What's your best case scenario? That's the start of an impulse, but that's through of a diag, but that's wishful thinking. Where's the most obvious liquidity to go after? Sitting right there. All right, can it get that? Well, I'd like this for a long a whole lot better if I'd had something impulsive here, but since I don't, well, there's, okay, here we go again. I'm going to say this again. This is every decision you make, period, forever and ever is this. Which side's going to break? All right, now what would you think now? Oh, it's just a 3. I had 5 down followed by 3. Which side would you, in your mind's eye, which would you think had higher probability of breaking? This one or this one? Context would suggest this one, right? That's a 3, right? That's a 5. 5 followed by 3 would tell me the odds are that the liquidity's, well, is there liquidity down here? Well, of course, right? It's at every pivot. Of course there's liquidity. Where are they likely to go? Not to where do we know, but if you had to give odds, right, you're going to be a buyer or a seller here. Where would you think that liquidity is going to be taken? One side's going to break, or we go sideways forever. So one side's going to break. Make you want to buy it. Now, if we came down here and we swept, oh, okay. Well, that would be the first ingredient to a pivot. Oh, did I get a liquidity sweep? Oh, yes, I did. Well, what came off of that? And what do I get 5 down here? Well, that's kind of doesn't really say much, right? What are we doing there? I'm already on a 60. Does that look like an impulse? It doesn't look like anything. It just looks like we're falling. There's no price action here that I can work with. Maybe it's an ABC. Maybe I'd even take that out. That's your best case. Oh, what can I do with it? Broke the channel twice. My view is next thing to happen is that liquidity sweep. We're looking for a C, right? Which would make me think, okay, this is likely to go lower. We break this one. Where's the next target? No, you got an order block. Do we? What are you working off of there? Oh, yeah. That's untapped. Oh, that's perfectly valid. I'm going to unlock that. Perfectly valid order block here. Right, why do I say that? And the good catch, Andreas, because it's untouched, right? How do we know it's an order block? Look at the look at the displacement that came off of it. But here we're already to and through. It's all wick. Next target, maybe down here and down here. Want to buy it? Why? Why? Well, there's nothing technical say buy it. So if you're buying it, like Andres, he's a believer, right? He thinks this is going to be a player, and this is Satoshi's vision, not Michael Saylor's vision. This is Satoshi's vision. Maybe. Although right now, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low, 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 downtrend, right? Why you want to fight that? You don't want to fight it. Crypto Janus, right? He came on strong today. I think I got several from him. Oh shit, he's giving me 3 or 4. I tell these guys I need some more, and the regs always come through. Let's see what she's thinking. CRV. I know this is one he's been trading. He's posted a number of times. Okay, so let's see what he's got teed up here. By the way, 7 in the name is the letter H. I knew there was something in there. Bumani 93. I knew there was something in there. Figured you were doing something. It's impossible to pronounce without some clarity there. Okay, so let's do that. Okay, CRV, double bottom with leading diag, lower left. Okay, so this is the one this is his trading count. Okay, so I do this just because I'm old. It helps my brain. Okay, so now I can see a little bit better. And I always do this not because volume is not important to me. It's just to clear up the space, right? I would put the volume underneath myself. Okay. Okay, do we need to be in log scale? Looks like we do. Oh yeah, we've looked at this a couple times. This is the Wyckoff accumulation. Like we're back down here. Was it accumulation? Looks like it. You guys see that? He's added the Wyckoff labeling here. Rather than do a Wyckoff lesson, which I'm not an expert. I have enough familiarity here to recognize it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Leading diag and double bottom. Okay, it looks like I've got a clean 5 down. God, that's a lot of stuff on there. Okay, so just since I know it's always easier when it's your stuff. Looks like I've got a clean 5 down here into an A. Pretty good 3 into a B. But then I go again. 1, 2, looks like 3, 4. Now we don't have this yet, but the implication is, right, if I'm going to do an ABC here, and this is a 5, well, where would I be looking at that? Let's get that out of there. And he's given us a roadmap. This is his candidate for a roadmap coming out of here. Fractal spike down. Retest. Nice. Low volume. Do I have? Let's see. We're on Binance. Do I have volume profile? He doesn't. But let's look at it. This is going to be all. I guarantee this is going to be a clusterfuck, right? So we're going to be right in here. So we're on the lower edge of value. Low of the volume profile. That's what he's saying. I got it. Okay. So here we're right on the ledge. Here we are right here. We're coming into this. We break that. Again, the only thing we can look at this and say, well, this is where the market agrees the price is relatively fairly valued. We got a POC right here. It's where everybody agrees fair value. We get below that, but this is a mighty big, this is a mighty fat ledge down here. I mean, that's, oh, let's just do a gray box, right? That's a lot of meat, right? It's all back to the Wyckoff schematic here that gave us the launch. Now we're coming back into it. Well, this would be invalidation, right? You don't want to see it break that. We're looking for the low down here. That's the 4 hour. Let's go to a 2. I know this is hard to see. At its core, right? It's A, B, and we're looking for the finish here, the C. Within all of this, right? We'd be in this high volume area. So there's no, you know, there's no obvious. Oh, there's a low volume node in my target. There's no real ledge here other than, you know, coming to the edge of it right here. Could we pivot there? It doesn't look like we'd have enough. We'd have enough price action. 1, 2, 3, 4, right? This is somewhat optimistic that we're going to get an ending diag here to tighten it, or we'd get an impulse with contracting legs. Could be a diag, right? But some sort of contracting 5 to finish it. Now, that does not mean sit down here with a limit order. That means let it react. Oh, but God, look, I missed all that. Well, did you? What does the market usually do? Come back. All right, why? Why does it come back? Why does it always come back? Where's the liquidity? Likely there'll be liquidity in that leg. They got to refuel. It's literally that simple. Shit, I can't keep going higher. I need liquidity. Where's the liquidity? Below where all the stops are. That's why you get 5 followed by 3. The algos have just adapted to that. Where's everybody putting their stops? Anyone who caught this, they think their stop, well, some, they'll, you know, depending on who's trading it, well, their stops will be at the low, but many will be along the way. They'll be trailing with a stop. They can grab all that liquidity and then they can take it up, right? Because now they refueled the tank. Now, what happens up here? Break of structure. Oh, retail buy. Oh, it's safe now. Say I can buy it now. Broke the high. Or just consolidates. I can bring this up. We get some sort of triangle or consolidation, something to make retail go, oh, fuck, right? That's not happening. Oh, it's not going to go. They dump it and then it'll go. All right, welcome to trading, right? It's the experienced, the educated, taking it from the inexperienced and those that are lacking experience and perhaps some education. I mean, that education could just be time in the market, right? You have to have this happen to you before you really start to get it. Right? You got to fuck up hard and lose some money before you go, oh, fuck. Okay, lesson learned. I'm not going to do that again. Right? That's kind of how learning happens in the market. It punishes you. And you go, okay, lesson learned. Sorry to tell you that, right? I mean, I could tell you all day long, but most of you are just going to do what you're going to do, right? I mean, there's certainly value in learning from others, right? If you learn from, there is no mistake I've not made. None, right? So consider that, right? I suppose that's why someone would come here and watch a live stream of mine. I've been doing this for a long time, right? There's not much that hasn't, not many mistakes I haven't made, not much I haven't seen. 5s and 3s. We're waiting for this 3 to complete. At the end, what are we really waiting for? Is this a 5? Here's the swing. Which side's going to break? Right? We're going to go this way, or we're going to go this way. Right? At the end of the day, it's always the same decision. We've got a swing. Oh, it happens to be a 5. Oh, I'm in a 3. Can it hold? Right? Can I hold this low? Doesn't matter if I'm doing it, you know, here. It's the same decision. Which side breaks? Where do they go for the liquidity? What's logical? You got to think, well, where's it? What would be the most obvious thing? It's usually what it'll do. Whoa, market just tanked. Every now and then I peek over to my other machine. I can see, oh, the NQ just tanked. Oh, that's probably a setup. They're not doing it. What is it? No, it's not 2 yet. That's just the pre-meeting push to scare everybody. Okay, CRV, thanks for that, Cryptogenis. I can see you got a few others here. Fractal, I'm following. I think I got that. Did I get your, I think I got that lower left. Okay. All right, let's go. Depeche, right? Giving us his, curious to see what he's thinking on Bitcoin. All right, you guys all know Depeche does really, really, really solid work. Let's get this over here, see what he's thinking. Ooh, I always like it when Depeche and I have the same count. Okay, so we've got 5 up. Looks like 5 down. Okay, we're on the 4 hour. He's on the aggregator. So I have the same count, right? So 5 down, 3 up. Looks like we need another. Well, let's just start at kind of the theme I'm using for today. Here, from the low, here's the swing. Which side's going to break? Are we going to get an internal retracement? Well, that's what we're all hoping. We get, and by the way, retracement is good news, not bad news. We want the retracement, which seems like, oh, fuck, man, can't this thing just keep going higher? No, that's not what you want, right? Because you're going to run out of buyers up here. People are like, well, why? They're going to need liquidity. There's no liquidity up here. Where are they going to get it? Down here. You want them to reload, right? You want to understand what's happening because they're reloading down here with your liquidity. Right? That's why trading with leverage down here, all you're doing is giving it to institutions. You're just handing them your Bitcoin. You might as well just mail it to them. Theoretically, metaphorically, right? Swing. Which side's going to break? Are we going to get an internal retracement that goes external, or are we going to go, oh, come here, all the way down? We're going to break this. I don't care where you are on any price action. That's the only thing you're doing. Oh, God, I'm lagging here. It's a little weird. I think my machine's lagging a little bit. Oh, come on. I do have a lot open. I think that's what happens. I have so much open. Okay, so I got 1, 2. What are we anticipating here? What we'd like to see is at least a 50. Come on. Sorry, guys. My machine's lagging here. It always makes me a little nervous that we're not going to crash. Let me give it a second here. Look at the nice detail he's done here, right? There's one thing you'll notice about Depeche, right? So if he posts in the Discord, pay attention, right? Because you can learn from him. Look how every swing is accounted for, right? He's a very detailed analyst, very detailed technician, right? So everything is accounted for. There's nothing where he can't say, oh, yeah, I see it, right? That gives you conviction, right? So even though you can look at that and go, oh, motherfucker, God, what a pain in the ass. Okay, it's impulsive, right? Challenge yourself. Can you do it? And if you can't, do you have that same level of conviction? You see how he's got everything nailed here. Everything, no swing is unaccounted for, right? It's quality work. And it's not so polluted with 1,000 lines that you can't read it, right? So he can pull this up. Now, as I will often say, what's the most important part of Elliott? Oh, maybe not the most important, right? Let's get the 5s and the 3s. But can I get the 5 in a channel? If I can, then, oh, I'm not worried and wondering what I've got there. I know I've got an impulse. What do we anticipate after the 5? 3. Well, I got a 5. Well, I got a 5 followed by a little baby 5, followed by a 3. What, right now, what do we know? What would we anticipate is next? Well, now you look at this and go, oh, whoa, wait a minute. What are we retracing here? 5? Let's go out to the daily. How far is that retracement going? Because per his count, let's go back to his 4. Right? If you're looking here, that's why you got to look at the bigger picture. If this is the 5, right, and that's a 1, and we've got a 5 here, well, oh, God damn it, my machine is lagging. Come on. Got it? Okay. How am I getting down here? Right, that's what we'd like, right? Per here, right? If this completed here, and I've got this swing here, am I anticipating this to go 1, 2, or am I anticipating something much deeper here? Shit. let's here's a harsh toke for bulls. Is this what's happening? If that's the 5. Right? I mean, if that's 1, isn't that what you would anticipate? And that certainly that's what Depeche is implying is a potential roadmap here. Because it's virtually impossible for us to know if this is the 1, right? Because certainly there's a case for this to be a completed 5. Well, what are some? Here's what many are considering, a possibility here is that we've got 1, 2, and we're going to go into an extension in the 5th. Per this count, I'm going to take that up a degree. Oh, let's go to intermediate, right? So per this count, where's his 5? Oh shit, is it way up here? Oh, now I'm going to have to do this. Hang on. Oh, god damn, my machine is lagging. Let me find your 5. Oh, your 5. Oh, that's interesting. Whoa, are you truncating here? Wow, that's are you going with a trunk here? Interesting. I don't think I've seen this count from you before, Depeche. 1, 2, 3, 4, trunk. Ooh. Not sure I'd agree with that, right? So, but that's okay, right? Yeah, he's a good analyst. He doesn't need my counsel. Interesting, right? And maybe he's just trying to, consider, another option here. The Bitcoin truncating that much, that would not be my primary. But coming off of this, we get a really nice looking 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, pushing up for that 5. Right, look. So he's going 1, 1, 2, 3. Right, well, if I label it here, this is his count. Oh shit, I don't want that. Oh, now I have to get rid of that thing. Yeah, I hate that thing. Personally. Okay, right. So he's going 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is Abby. That's Abby normal right there. This would be Abby normal, right? So this would, I'm sure he's got alternate counts. But this is one to consider. Now, if, you hate to think this, but if the situation gets worse in the Middle East, this could very well be realized, right? Because it'll be risk off hard. Bombs start dropping. Get me out of any risk, right? That bonds will go higher. People will buy bonds, right? Maybe I don't know if the dollar can be saved, but not with the next, I don't know how many trillions of dollars we're about to add to the debt, which should be, but by the way, if you're a Bitcoin bull, you want this thing to pass. Horrible as that is to say, if you're just thinking with your own greedy intentions, because it's going to add so much to the debt, it's going to make Bitcoin. It's my view, my opinion. Interesting, Depeche. Well, one way or another, right? We want retracement, right? Because that's the name of the game. I got to swing, retrace. If it goes up, extension in the 5th. Or the 3, right, is mislabeled, and the 5's up here, the 3's here, and we did a 4 here. Could be something along those lines. You can do it. This is the wild card in the middle. You got to keep an eye on what's going on over there, because it will be a risk off, right? And this could very well be where we're headed, right? Which you think, oh, come on, Bitcoin in the 40,000 range? Think the market that will freak out crypto? I think that's 20-80 odds, right? 80-20 that we're not doing that. That's my opinion, right? Everybody should have their own, but I would certainly keep an eye on what's happening there. The market's doesn't seem to be worried about it. Equity market. Okay, thanks, Depeche. Interesting, very interesting count. I got Cryptogenis back with LDO. I can't remember what LDO stands for. Oh, come on. Low. Ah, shit, I can't remember. God, there's so many crypto assets to remember. I know I've seen it. Okay, so we're gonna go 1 hour and 4 hour lower right screen. Okay, hang on. Oh, let's see here. Come on. There it comes. Okay. So that's the copy. I gotta get rid of that. Give me a sec here. My machine is acting a little squirrely. There we go. Too many tabs open, I'm sure. That's it. Okay, so let's close one while I can. Let's close that one. Sorry, guys. I'm a little laggy today. I don't know why my machine does that. It's kind of annoying. Okay, so we're going to be lower right-hand screen for on the 4 hour. Okay, this looks interesting. Okay, I'm going to do this just for my own sake. And I'm going to put the volume below. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so LD leading diag into the 1. 5 swing. Cryptogenesis. Reconsider that count, right? Because if we're doing it as a diag, right, we don't want impulse. We don't want an impulse in the 3. And you've got this. Do you see this cryptogenesis, right? You've got a 5 followed by a 3 with another 5 followed by a 3, right? So you're creating an impulse here, but it's not an impulse because that overlaps. So you might want to reconsider that. It looks like you can do it. A, B, C. A, B, C. Boy, this is a toughie. That's hard to. Might have to do a little Elliott shuffle there. What are you gonna do? A, B, C. That's a toughie. Elliott's not perfect, right? Don't expect it to be, but you can't call that an impulse, right? So, what's an alternate here? God, you're good until the last kick. Then that is an impulse. Oh, let's see if there's anything in there I can lean on. God, there's really not. You know how you'd probably have to do that? Because that's an impulse all day. There's no, you can't tweak that. You can't. That's an impulse, period. But we can't do it that way, right? So the option you have here is to do it over here. Cryptogenesis, just for your own, maybe it doesn't affect this count here, but just for future reference, you'd have to do A, B, and double top here into this, or a slight truncation. So you can get that as a 3. That looks like the only way you could do it. And it looks like it is a true double. And put the 1 here. And but you wouldn't be able to use that. It's really an ABC anyway. So that seems the better fit there. Okay, it doesn't alter your count. We're just going to get this out of there. Then I still got 5 down into the A, into the B. That's good. So put this over here. So you get your A. I'm going to change that color. Oh, fuck me. Here we go. A, B. Good, you got it. A, B, C. Yeah. Okay, let's go with it. Right. So here's the B. Let's see. Are we technical? Here's that Al. It looks like it. We swept the liquidity here. Didn't quite make the golden. Assuming I'm right on it. Didn't quite get there, but look at that little liquidity sweep. Just what you. Oh, come on. Just what you want to see, right? Oh, should I take it? Should I take it? Look at the difference here. This one, oh, they didn't make it, right? You didn't get the liquidity sweep. They come all the way back up. Now they get it. Why? Where do you think the stops are? You know they're right there. So this is such a fuck you from the algos. Oh, I survived. Right? Because if your stop's here and they came all the way back, oh, fuck. Oh, they didn't get me. Oh. They got you. That's their job, by the way. You can't be mad at them for doing their job, right? Their job is to take your money. Your job is to not let them. You can't bitch about that. All you can do is learn from it. Al, maybe. Right, you got to track him. What did he do? That's wick only. That could certainly be, well, here's the target, right? Likely, they just wicked it. What is it reacting to there, right? You know, start to look to put things together, right? There's the fair value gap right here. The imbalance, right? Come back. Well, we can pick that up, right? Not everybody got a fair shot at that. Wiki, right? Wicks do the damage. Bodies tell the story, right? ICT's better quotes. 1, 2, 3, 4. What are we looking for? We're looking for an X up here. Oh, you could probably do that a couple of different ways. Oh, just for simplicity, I would just come here. A, B, C into that X. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, I can live with that. Big kick in fifth. Did we get an overlap there? Looks like we did. Let's rethink that. You see that cryptogenesis, I trust. You're seeing that as to why you got to be a little tricky right there. All right, we got that. There's. I can't go 1, 2. What's that? So 2 hour. Let's go to 30. See if there's anything in there. You can't get away with it there. Can't do it here. It looks like you got a 5 there. Well, you got a lot of this kind of fucked you up here, or anyone trading this. Yeah, come here. Makes it hard, right? So all of that, right? That's liquidity. That's often called engineered liquidity, right? So do you think there's some stops down here? This is kind of a rough ride coming down to get a clean count on it. Massive imbalance, through it. Which it comes back and looks like there's an order block right in there, which I know it's easy after the fact, right? Of course. But sometimes that's often, well, okay, what happened? What's the point of going after the fact? Well, fuck, man, I can't trade that. It's after the fact, right? I get a lot of that. So, well, okay, so I got to understand why here? Why? I need to understand why it stops here before I can make any. I got to understand it, or I'm like, oh fuck, I don't know what's going on. Why is that a good order block? Look at the displacement that followed it, right? That's always the tell. Orders here. And well, I know in hindsight, but right, could you still make that decision here? Oh shit, that looks like engineered liquidity here. Low, 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 low. What do? Sweep it, grabbed it. They didn't rally off of it, but that was too juicy, right? If you're looking at, oh god, where are they going for liquidity? You think there were some stops down there? Yeah, there were. ABC, well, okay, we just hit the target to the tick. If I did it right on there. How do we know it's an algo? There you go. Algo gets paid. Probably, right? Use your tools, right? There probably we got some sort of a median line play here. If I go to original, remember in a correction, right? Original is not really what you want. You want to look at median, or excuse me, modified shift, which is just a channel, right? Got it. You're not expecting that. Traditional would be more commonly for an impulse, but here we got our 80%. Right? I don't put as much stock in it when it's a modified, but in a correction, right? It's kind of guiding me, like where is this thing going? Could we be heading down here? Because often, right, trading principle number 3, if it's not going to pivot on the median line, it'll wrap around it like a snake. Look at the algo hit here. If you think that's coincidental, you are mistaken. Okay. So where are we going? Looks like I got a 1, 2. It looks like I got a 5 already in. Could I be in here? Wouldn't make sense, right? The W's here, right? You'd anticipate, not that it's required to, right? It's, well, we swept the low there. Yeah. That would be liquidity, right? You think there's some stops there? Yes, just like here, every pivot, there's stops at every pivot. That's what that's why the algos seek out the pivots, right? That's where the liquidity is. That's where they refuel. That's where they take your crypto or whatever asset you're trading. Okay, so does it look like we could be done here? No. Doesn't really, does it? Where's our invalidation? Well, you could keep it simple, right down here. We don't want it going below that. Because what is every decision in the trading history of the markets? Which side's going to break? This one or this one? That's all you're ever doing. Which one? Which one? Which one? Internal to external or just going straight external? Really break it down like that, it kind of simplifies it. Now, you can make it that simple, but then you have to add the context, and that's where some Elliott Wave knowledge will do nothing but help you. It's not going to be perfect every time. It's not going. You're not going to just print money, but it's going to guide you into the decision matrix that you've got to make as to whether or not this or that one is going to break. That context of what came before it will guide you. What's the odds, right? All you get is odds. All you get is probabilities. Where's the context suggest that should go next, or it could go next? Anywhere in here. That's the only decision you're making. Which one? Which one? Anything else in there to lean on? Anything untapped in here? Or that got tapped? This is clearly an order block right there. That's getting tapped now. Oh, that's an order block for a buy zone, right? Down before we have this displacement going up. Tapped, not fully mitigated. It could certainly go lower. Probably got another one right here. Untapped. It's a little down. You didn't get that great displacement, so that's weaker, actually. Might have a little one right here where there's the displacement. You could come that low. So bottom line, I've got a downtrend. I've got kind of a funky 5. And if I'm keeping this simple, I'm just looking for a 3. I know there's complexity in that, but that's what I'm looking for via this complexity. Only question is, am I breaking here or am I breaking here? If I get down here, right, the first thing I want to see is some sort of change followed by a 3. Thanks for all the posts, Crypto Janice. That's good work. Oh shit, I got another one. Check this, please, if you have time after the chart. This is your Bitcoin. Oh yeah, no problem, man. Okay, so Crypto Janice has been the one who really stepped up today. He's got Pepe here, so let's see. Let's see what he's got here for Pepe. I play around with Pepe every now and then. It moves. It hasn't been great lately. Pepe on the 4 hour. Let's see what he's thinking. Oh shit, I gotta copy that. All right, since my machine's laggy, let me get rid of that. Okay. So Pepe. A lot of people like to trade this. Okay. Fractal bottom. I like fractal bottoms, and I cannot lie. Okay. Well, we can't leave this hanging here, right? We have to label it somehow, right? If that's the C, what's that? We can't leave it unless you're going ABC. We can't leave this unlabeled. Well, I say that. You certainly you can, right? But let's see what that line chart looks like down there. Tricky. It's hard not to call it a double, right? Fractal bottom. And it cleans up here. What's a better fit there? Yeah, it's not an impulse, right? So you're kind of stuck with them. Does it matter is the question. It probably matters. Well, but one suggestion would be, where'd you go? Hang on. 1 hour and 4 hour here. If you leave it, don't forget market, because odds are you're gonna come back here and you're gonna need to account for that somehow. You've left this unaccounted for, and there are no random pivots, right? So this is important. Somehow that's going to come back in here. Now this could be an ABC, you know. God, it's just a fuck. Is that a shit? That's just a shit show. What am I on a 4 hour? Let's go to a 1 just to see if we can get anything to make sense there. Ugh. Well, I can see why you left it unlabeled. It's hard to get anything to work there. Well, let's leave it. We have two choices, right? And until I can make sense of this, I don't trade it. Oh, I just got to fill on something. Okay, so until I can make sense here, I don't trade it. That's just a suggestion. Or you go, oh fuck, I don't know what it is, but I'm gonna if I get in trouble here if this starts coming down. So what are we saying here? Here's the low, here's the swing. If this comes down here, that's gonna come into play somehow. Maybe it's ABC. Don't forget about it, which is easy to do. Okay, so from this low, so this is the important low that you're working with now on the idea that, okay, this was just a little brain fart in the market. Okay, it doesn't matter. Maybe it does, right? I promise you someday, at some point in the future, you're going to be back here looking at that. A 1, 2. Is that reasonable? Looks like his golden's down here. We are in log. Just tagged to 50. You could look at this as all just unmitigated order flow, right? It's untouched, right? Went straight up. It's just coming back to it, untouched. Now it's just getting tapped. Little toe in the pond. Oh, what do I want there? All right, let's go with bullish order flow. Just coming down here. Okay, well, I got a big fat golden zone right here in the middle of it. This would be a break here. Just out of curiosity, let's see if did he lock that? No, he didn't. Let's go to... oh, fuck me. That's what I want is this. Too sharp. Let's see. We might be able to rework that. Yeah, well, you got a conundrum here. I'm going to pull that out for a second. Sometimes, right, you got to consider this and go, am I just being too hard-assed about, that's 5 swings. That's 5 followed by 3, 5 followed by 3. Looks more like a 3. And if it's not, if I can't wrap my head around it or make sense of it, why trade it? I might be more inclined here to think this WX, looking for a Y down here, having to go A, B, C into that X. Some reasons for that. Okay, did we get a liquidity sweep down here? Yes. We didn't get a rip-roaring displacement until right here. We got a fair value gap. We got one here, right? It's already been Oh, what does he have on here? I think you're kind of stuck with that because you have a zigzag into this 5 3 5 A B C 1 2 3 4. You might be stuck with that. So let's label this up 1 2 3 4 5. It's obviously the 2 and the 4 aren't great balance, but until proven otherwise, I'd probably stick with that. What is it really doing? It's just giving me, okay, we're in this channel and I can see the trend. Lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Right, until something changes. So I'd be very mindful of that pivot right there. Is there any question about the current trend? Okay, where's the liquidity, right? This next question you got to ask yourself, where could this go get some, where can they refuel? If it's, the intention is to take it higher, where could that go? Certainly some down here. This is all unmitigated with that. That looks to me like that's got plenty of downside potential here if it's going to hold this WXY. Because this, right, I can't finish a WXY with a 5. I need another zigzag or something resembling in that family. I need A, B, C, right, to complete the WXY. So if you were to buy here off of the idea, oh, that 5 completed, don't assume we're going here, because that wouldn't make sense per the count as it's labeled. Now counts change. This might come back in. Right now I got 5. So is there an alternate there for you? Possibly, yeah, there is actually. Now that I look at it. Yeah, you can't do it cleanly though. Right, that's pretty big. If you're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right, into an A, B. Can we make that a diag? 1, 2. Can't quite do it. It's not a great 5. 1, 2, you could certainly see this as a possibility. So you'd have your completed impulse there, or an extension in the 5th. That brings you right back to a zigzag, A, B, C. And I don't think you can fudge this into your completed 5. It barely gets there as a 3. So that's patience. Let's get the 2 to the 4. Order block, sweep the liquidity. Down we go. Maybe. You kind of, if you're looking for this, you kind of want that to be done there, because you want to see this go A, B, C, and then finish the thing down here. Golden zone. So viable. I'd want to see this. Maybe you take something there. That's the next trade that I would see there. Come into something like this, because it's a little hopium there that you're done. You could probably do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you could do it. So I need an ABC. If I can get that, well, then that looks kind of juicy. And I got an order block and a big displacement here. So right in there actually looks pretty good. So I'd mark that. So here's your order block. You guys can probably see that. There's your sell side order block right there. And then you got the displacement right here. You got your fair value gaps right here. That's how we know it's a good order block. Oh, maybe we'll just do a gray box. So we've got a fair value gap here, so we know that's a solid order block, a block of orders. All right, so if we come back up here, right, I like that. Now, again, doesn't mean sit there with an order block, with a limit order. It means give me that, because what am I anticipating here? 5. I'll take this one, because I can put my stop right there. So low risk, high reward. Name of the game. Okay. How am I doing on time? Shit, I mean, any chance you could look at SUI? Oh yeah, sure. I think I'm going to be. Pepe chart is not updated. This is the right one. Okay, so let's see. What is he doing here? Oh, he's got. Oh, that's good. Let me see, because he's given me a solution for that. Let's see what he's thinking. This is. I think he said he hadn't updated the chart, so I was pressing them. Okay, so how is he dealing with this? 1, 2. Oh, that's a squish, right? That's an Elliott shuffle right there. Well, okay, but you know, sometimes you gotta. Okay, is it 5? Well, okay, it's 5-ish, 5 adjacent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this is still unaccounted for unless you're going to go ABC. Yeah, but I think he's in sync with what I'm suggesting here, is that this isn't done. We want to look for this down here. Okay, so we're good. I think we're in sync there. Okay, so there's that. Let me get rid of that one, and that one, and that one, and just so I don't have so much lag. Let's get rid of that one, and that one, and I don't have so much open. Well, there's my Bitcoin silver. I shared this with him. He didn't agree. Or he just gave me an alternate because he's already seen that one. You skipped Bitcoin. Oh, I did? Shit. Well, let me try this. This is Cryptogenesis. Let me get his look at his Bitcoin. Bitcoin. Higher left screen. This is his Bitcoin. Okay, I gotta save that. This will be an alternate account. Well, that's good, right? So we've got Depesh's, interesting, unusual account. This is Cryptogenesis with his. He's given us a WXY. So let's pull back out here. Oh shit. Hang on, guys. Hang on. And then I see some of you guys asking. We'll do some of those too. Some of you guys that are following on the chat. There's a lot of lines. Okay, so we got a completed impulse up here. W. Problem with this move can be both C of ABC or X. Yeah, this is. Yeah, that's exactly right. I did that on the Friday as well. What do you do with that? Again, this is where you got to be a little bit. You got to use some judgment here. Is this not 5 swings? Sure looks like it could be. 3 up, right? We've done 5 down, 3 up. What, right? We're kind of anticipating more downside given the current price action. But so he could go, he can put the W here and then go WX. Can we do that? Let's change that color. I got too many here. I got to change. See, that's why you guys, just general habit. Rotate degrees and colors so you don't get lost going, okay, what the fuck was I doing here? Okay, right. So I got 2 W's at the same degree, right? That wouldn't make sense. ABC, I don't know where this guy is, what he's connected to. So he's a floater. Oh, you're giving me 2 counts. I see what you're doing. So you're going possibly W, A, B, C, X. You got that W, W, X, Y. I think I'd have to check with one of my wizards. I think that may be, you can't have that second one there, but let's just go with it, right? Because it's 3, 3 into an X. 5 down, 3 up. Looks like we've got a candidate here for this 5, but it hasn't completed there. So you're kind of watching there. Triangle invalidation, right? Yeah, this is a lot of people looking at this. Oh, hey, are we doing a triangle up here? Well, if we're doing a triangle, right, and if it ends up being a triangle, well, that eliminates the possibility that we're in a wave 2, right? But that's the one thing we can all agree on. We can't have, as Elliotticians would agree, we can't have a triangle in the second. So alternative count possibility. A, B, C for that Y. Yeah, that's that's a little hard to follow. Oh, Crypto Janice, you've got multiple routes here. This is a little tricky for us. It's not that mine is going to be better. I'm just a little bit different, right? So this is what I'm looking at here. Same kind of idea, but this is here's your question mark area. I do the same thing, right? What are we doing here? Again, I come back to, all right, are we just being hard-assed here? Is that not 5 followed by 3, 5 followed by complexity in the 3, right? Or maybe we got some sort of back-assward triangle, and then I get a free fall down. That's 5. That's 3. Is it perfect, Elliott? No. Is Elliott perfect? No. Does it need to be perfect to be profitable? No. I always feel better when it's just right by the book, but this is a little, it's Bitcoin. We got a lot of wild cards that are this little. It's really this little pump that kind of fucked it, right? Do you see that? Because you blew the impulse there, technically, with this close above it, right? I mean, that's even worse. It's a close. I would, until forced to change it, I would keep the A here because I think we're just being too fancy for our own good. 5 down, followed by 3, which makes me think, right? Because where do I think it's going? I think we're going to low 90s, right? Particularly if the Middle East tension turns into bombs, right? I think we're going down. Well, it's already bombs, but U.S. bombs. Here's the 1618175. Why would you project anything else? Where's the highest probability location for a wave 3? And I'm right at a high volume node. So my thought is we're doing something like this. Of course, I could be wrong. 5, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Or we're going to find a 2 wave, a candidate for a 2 wave that we've done. This was a 2, a shallow 2, and then we've gone 1, 2. What is the only thing we are ever trying to decide when we're trading? Which side is going to break? Here's the swing. Now we're internal. Where is it likely to go for liquidity? We're at the POC. If it gets worse over there, well, here's what's going to happen. Sadly, if it gets worse, right, people are going to start panic selling Bitcoin, right? Risk off, right? Which means get me out of my Bitcoin. Who's going to be standing there to buy that? BlackRock, Fidelity, all the institutions that are already now deeply there. They will take your Bitcoin all day. I don't care how bad it gets. They're going to keep buying it. Don't give it to them. You're going to have to ride it out. Well, my suggestion would be never sell your Bitcoin, but that's me, right? This would be just fucking a gift. And what would it be doing? 5, 3, 5. It's in my view, there's no question whether or not we're going to get new highs. It's just when. How long does it take? How long can you hold? That's why Bitcoin money needs to be money you don't need, so you can ride this out. You got to be able to ride it all out, right? Otherwise, if you lever this and try and play in here, BlackRock, you just, as I said, might as well just send it to them early. You're just doing them a favor, right? You just, why create all the suspense? Just send it to them. If you're in here with leverage, you're just going to give it to them because I don't care how far this goes, they're going to buy all of it. Just like they're buying the burnt out property in Pacific Palisades, right? That's institutions buying that up. Same thing will happen with Bitcoin, right? It's just harsh reality. That's how it works, right? The strong take it from the weak. Don't be weak. The only reason you're weak here is because you either got fearful or you panicked or you watched Fox News or some other. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. You're just going to hand it to them. If you use leverage in here, you're just going to hand it to them. Don't do that. My suggestion, my opinion, nothing more. Okay, so I had a few guys asking for, you get look at SUI. Yeah, I got SUI right here. Oh, I've been doing SUI a lot every Friday, right? Because these are players. It's over here next to SOL. Oh shit! Come on, machine. Oh fuck, what happened there? They're doing some new screener thing here, which looks good, but I hadn't. Okay, what do you want? You want an SUI? Okay, right. Let's get you out of there. All my alerts going off. Okay, so I think this is left over from Friday's video. That we would, okay, right? If we're not going to break impulsive here, right? Again, if not this, then that. And if not that, then this. I got to clear, there's no question I have an impulse here. That is not in dispute by any Elliottician anywhere. You can't turn your eyes away from that. That's a 5. We're in the midst of a 3. I didn't, right? I could have been done here. Oh, that would have been a little shallow. Oh, that's, close enough to the 50. That would have been okay. But I get a 3. So if not an impulse, what does that suggest? What does that imply? X. Looks like I got an A coming in. Go down to a 2. What again, grab a 5th grader. Okay, 5s and 3s. Sure looks like an A is complete there. And another 3 is complete there. Let's take that down a degree. That's too big. Right into the imbalance. Oh, but it's after the fact. Okay, so what, right? Okay, well, that's a 3. It's not an impulse. Could I have been done here? Well, maybe, right? We begin and we end in 5s. Well, there's a 5. Looks to me like we just began something because they just swept the low. So we began something here. There's the 5. There's the 3. What am I? Why would you think anything else? Genuine question. Why would you anticipate anything else other than what do they usually do? Oh, but this is Bitcoin, right? It's different. Or it's SUI. It's different. It's different. Is it? It's never different. It's never different this time. That's you in your mind's eye because you want it to be. Oh, God, it's gonna pivot here and go. I know that's not where it normally does it, but dopamine. A, B. Whoa. Got some unmitigated order flow here. That's some bullish order flow that's untouched. Oh, right there, right? It hasn't been tapped, right? Bring to the golden. That's back the truck up. Not with leverage. That's just a great opportunity to add. I wouldn't lever that, right? For the major players, I never lever it because I don't want to give it to BlackRock. And they'll be they're Solano, XRP, all of the majors. They're going to buy. Do not give it to them. Got just fat and juicy down here. Come on. It's weird to think, oh fuck, I want my portfolio value to go down. Yes, it's going to go down if you hold SUI and SOL and Bitcoin and other. Yes, it's going to go down. That's not the point. Where's it going to be once it starts going up again? Assuming it does, right? There's no guarantees, right? The market's not obligated to do anything ever. It's going to do what it's going to do. What does it usually do? What? I like to trade what it normally doesn't do. Is that what you're saying? Is that what you really want to do? I want to trade abnormal. Well, you might catch something every now and then. What else did we want? Or INJ. Yeah, we're looking at INJ. Oh, let's go over to Doge. Do I have something here? Oh, what was I can't remember what I was looking at there. Somebody wanted something. INJ. Let's go to the aggregator. There we go. Just because it's cleaner. If I need volume profile, I'll go over to Femex, right? Femex is our sponsor, right? As I like to remind people. Okay, so Injective. Okay, just another little life lesson for traders. Never, ever buy the high. It's just saying it for 6 years, thousands of times I've told you. How did that work out for people here? How did it work out over here? How did it work out here? Right? You don't buy it. It's not, you just don't, again, you can learn from me or you let the market teach you. And it will teach you. Oh, I'm sure plenty of other educators who would tell you the same thing. And then I'm sure there's plenty who would say, oh, buy those breakouts, baby. That's when they really rock. Don't take anyone's word for anything ever. Look at it yourself. Is that a good place to buy? Was that a good place to buy? What's the condition you want to look for, right, to tell you you've got a good pivot? Liquidity sweep. What are those? Liquidity sweeps. Fuck retail, down. Because who buys there? Only the uninformed, uneducated, inexperienced. That's what they're counting on, that you're going to buy that. All right, well, we can stay with our same theme. Here's the swing. Here's the internal retracement. Well, which side's going to break? Same decision at every degree. Which side? Which side? Okay, I have the ingredients here for a good pivot. 1, 2, what? Not right. It's not an impulse anymore. Here I've got all the full history. 1, 2, 1, 2, maybe. Sure looks like I got a 5 followed by a 3, doesn't it? If this is 1 of 3 and that's 2, where does that imply that's going? Now, what do we know? We'll probably do something like this, fatten that out. Okay, I'm still lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. I still am in that pattern, right? So let's not get overly, juiced up on like, oh, fuck, that looks like a 5. Could be, but what do we have to have here? I have to have a pretty good 5, and I got to have a little 3, right? And deeper is better because it's lower. It lowers my risk. I want this right now. If I get this, what is that likely to be? Not the 3. Emphasis likely, could be, but unlikely. That's going to be the 1 of the 3. Because where are we looking for the 3, right? Again, based on where where does it usually do? That's where the 3 is. So if I get 5 here and I sweep that high, do you see how this all comes together? If I sweep that high here, what would that be? Major break of structure. What do we anticipate now? What do we know? What do we anticipate after a break of structure? The fucking retrace, right? I mean, that's the whole, do you see how it just, oh, I get it. Oh, here's the 3. There's probably imbalances in here because the 3 is the big power wave. So I get what? 3. So I get 5, 3, 5, 3, 5, 3, bad 4. You see how that, you see, that's what I've been trying to tell you, right? Ever since ICT became the thing, right? You cannot trade markets. You can't trade Elliott Wave and not be trading market structure. It's built into it. It's the OG of market structure. He just new labels, new complexity. 5, 3. That's the genius of Elliott. 5s and 3s. Since 1934, we've got 7 years of precedent. You do not have to take my word for anything ever. Look at them yourself. Do they move in 5s and 3s? I'm genuinely asking you. So do we have maybe a 1 here, right? If this, okay, that's plenty low enough, right? Okay, where do they usually go? They usually go to a 50. Oh, well, done. Did we squeeze some liquidity? Done. Do we have a 5 there? Well, let's go dig in. Oh, let's take this off just to get clean on the Elliott count. Do we have a good 5 here? Oh, let's go to a 2. So it almost looks like you got more than you need. Well, how would a 5th grader label this? 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe? Why am I doing that? Well, what's internal there? Looks like I got another impulse, right? Because I know I need an impulse in here. So this, right? Change colors, change degrees. Now, what am I paying attention to? Oh, if there's going to be an impulse, well, I don't want that one. I want this one. I want to pay attention to that. 1, 2, 3. Now, that's looks like that's a 2618. Right? Again, it takes seconds to do it. Why not do it? 227. Interesting. Al involved, right? We want to see. Where's Al? Where's Al? What did he do last? Where is he? Right, you got to know what he did, or you'll trade right into him. That him? A little shy on the target. No. If that's the 2, where are we? Candidate for the 4? Why not? Why would you think something else? Nice channeling for that impulsive 3. There's no reason to think anything else. Can we keep going? Just applying basic Elliott? Is that clean? Seems reasonable, although that looks kind of impulsive. Might have to do that. A, B, C. Up. Keep it simple. There's an order block up here that it's reacting to. You can see it right there. That's not hard to spot. Order block here. Okay, right. So why? How do we know that's a good order block? Right. I repeat myself often to drill it into your head. Look at the displacement. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That looks like one's in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Could we be going that low? I'm in log scale. Do I need to be in log scale? Maybe not. I don't, right? That's not 3, 4 times the range. Where am I now? Out of log scale. Think that's a coincidence? I assure you it's not. Can I get this done here? Because that really does look impulsive. I'm going to have to do it here. A, B, C. That looks... Well, that's bad news if you're a bull, because that implies lower prices. Let's go out to a 4 here. How could we get that done? I think you're stuck with that. Oh, this is a little shaky here. It's a little bit tempting to think you might have an expanded B here, but you would have wanted it to go here, right? Now we're going too deep. It's already too deep for a 4, really. You don't want your 4s going to the golden zone. You want your 2s going there. That's why when I pull a wave 4, I don't use the golden zone. Oh, that's not what I wanted. But you get my point, right? You don't want it going to a golden zone, right? That implies a weak 5th, right, or a truncated 5th. You want it where's the most probable location? 23 to 38, right? So when we're going golden zone, you got to think and go, wait a minute. I don't want that, right? That's not the one I want to trade. That's too deep. And this Elliott count, right? And listen, shit, I might have to revisit this. What's an alternate here? There's a 5 there. Yes, that's not good news for a bull here. Here's your alternate. So I'll do this on the fly, and then I got to get out of here. Let's see if we can craft up an alternate. Let me take that down here, just on the fly, right? Why do I do this? Because this is what you guys are going to have to do, right? You got to look at it and go, what's wrong with it? Well, this is wrong with it. It's too deep. So that initial count becomes suspect. Oh, wait a minute. Let's get you out of there. Is this a valid alternate? It's valid. Because do you see? It looks like you can do an A here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like I can do an A, B. Fuck. Right? That's not what I want. Definitely looks like you got a candidate for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. Right? So now you're going to have to, actually what you're going to have to do here is go WXY. This is a bummer for a bull here. Okay, so we're going to have to go. Oh, fuck. That's too big. Yeah, it'll be a W. WXY is what you're looking at, is what you're going to have to consider. Pardon me, I've got it wrong. So let me label it. Oh, get over that. God damn it. My machine's lagging again. There we go. I've probably got 50 tabs open. That's your harsh toke there on SUI. Or pardon me, on Injective, excuse me. Here, I'm thinking I'm on doing Solano. Okay, so let's rethink that. Okay, so 5 up, that's not good news here. Now, why am I pulling from this? Because the algo doesn't care about your LA count. That's your best, God damn it, that's your best case here. That you're going to pivot and it's not going to be a 4. 4's here. So you're coming down here totally. This hasn't been touched. Oh fuck, come here, gray box. That's probably okay right there. Right down before we rock it, right? So this is just now getting tapped. So maybe you get away with it here. If we launch out of here, that's likely how you're going to count it. If we come out of here, that's probably what you're going to look at. Why here? Why here? Right? That's always ask yourself, why did it stop here? Why? Because there's always going to be a reason, right? There are no random pivots. Is that it? Little order block, displacement below. Is Al involved? Let's see. You tell me. Al involved? Ticks the golden. Why can we use that one? Did they use it? A little thin. Little thin. That could be, you're kind of, well, I want that. So that would leave me a little bit suspect of the secondary pivot. So I would leave this as, okay, you might come back here. That might bite you in the ass. But right now, the next thing I know is that I've got a hard pivot down here. I got a candidate, and I'm coming into this unmitigated order flow here. If I come up, right, I got to get through that. That's how I would leave that. WXY is what you're hoping for, and that's looks like that could have more to go here. It actually looks like you're trying to get your A here. A, B, C is what you'd hope for. Could come deeper, right? This is the last pivot, right, that has to hold. And you got a little wick down here. Back to where we started. There's the swing. Which side's going to break? That's all you're ever doing. That's what you're hoping for if you're a bull. Okay, I think we got it. Could you look? Oh, fuck, AMD. How am I doing on time? All right, who is that? That's Jerome Julian, AMD. Well, I have some of that. Here, let's do it real quick. Okay, last one. AMD is what he wants, right? AMD. Let's do AMD. Not Python. I make that mistake every now and then. Okay, this is somebody, this is what happens when I copy all these. Okay, so let me remove. So let's get to it. With equities, you always go daily. First, right, you start there. AMD, so we're really focused on from that pivot. Log scale, yeah, no choice. All right, this looks like I'm not sure I can get that in there. Can I get an impulse in there? I can't. Tesla did the same thing. Makes for a really tricky count. That's a bit of a motherfucker right there when it does that. Is there any way to salvage that? Well, let's see. How could we do it? Is there a little Elliott shuffle we could do here to work around it? Maybe. Let's see if we can juggle this. Oh, I hate it already. Because this looks like a 5. A, B, C. So you need the 3 to complete there for this. That's iffy. Let's measure. Just right. This might give you a little bit more conviction in a wacky count. Come here. 200. I could live with that. Why do we stop here? I don't have a great answer here. It's too deep. Oh no, there it is. Get you right on it. It's always a reason. There are no random pivots. 1, 2. Look at the. There it is. All right, so you just have to dig. You got to dig into it. Sorry, allergies are killing me. Okay, so this is deep, right? So the idea that we've gone into a 2 over here. Whoa. Okay, we could probably live with this as a kind of a tweaked, right? But that's the market fucking with you there a little bit. Well, what's your best case here? Right? So if we've already gone too far for a golden. I'm pretty sure we have. We have. So we got to go platinum here. 786. Yeah, let's see. You'd be hoping for WXY. Can I get ABC into that? 5, 3, impulse, W, X. That looks like a perfect measured move right here. Oh, come here, Al. Pretty good, right? I mean, they stand out. When you see this measure, right, you can, right, what's the question, right? Which way is going to break? Which one's going down? When we come back, which one's going to break? This one or this one? Down. Which one's going to break? This one or this one? Same thing. Over and over. Why are we stopping here? I don't know that we are, right? That we are going to stop there, but that might have something to do with it. You see how usually, right, if you dig with it, right, you can make sense of it. And once you make sense of it, you can trade it, because now I can say, well, based on what I can see here, what's the most, based on the context here, what's the most probable outcome? Well, it looks to me like I've got a good candidate for a 5 coming off that low. Let's get you out of here, and you're broken. Oh, fuck me, come here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Could have more to go. Oh fuck, I didn't want that. Come here. I don't know. Let's see. Anything up here? Is Al involved? Is he? Is Al involved? Just over and over, guys. You have to do this. You will buy right into it if you don't know where he is. Looks like a pretty good impulse off the low. Do I have a channel? Yep. Got a nice looking channel. So what would we, right, if you're a bull here, have a so you think that your pivot is in. Here we go again. What are we anticipating? Internal retracement or we external? We're going to go get that. Based on where we are right now, you going to buy that? If you like to lose money. I'm not saying you can't break, but that would be a moronic place to buy. You're going to buy it in the golden zone? No. Come on. Where do we want to buy it? Same thing over and again. Down here. Right, where does it usually go? What would that give us? More structure to work with. Right, so I'll wait for that, right? So you don't want to buy it here. This, right? If it's going to go, what is this? Refuel. Where's liquidity? Well, here's unmitigated order flow down here. Right? You start putting this all together. There's unmitigated order flow right here, right? It hasn't been tapped, right? We got to come back here, right? All order block, right? Order flow, right? We come right into that. Now, I don't know that we're going golden, but if we do, what do we have? Golden quarter pocket. You can see that. Well, where's it going to have to get through? Next, same golden, right? That stopped it, right? More probable to break on the second time. Where's the target? Second, right? If we're going to get a third, where do you think that's going? Okay, guys. All right, I got to wrap there. I can go all day, but do you know? Hopefully, the consistency of what we teach and the methodology starts to make sense. Like, God damn, man! Every chart we look at, every time frame, every asset class, it's all the same. They all do the same fucking thing. So what makes this so hard? Your emotion, your craving for dopamine, your unwillingness to take a stop, money management this is the fun part. Solving the puzzle, that's the fun part. Where does it get real? When money's involved. What's more emotional than money? Nothing. Okay, guys. Oh, man, I can't. When's the appropriate time to get a log scale? Well, when I get to 3 times the range, I start looking. I'll go back and forth between the two. 4 times the range, it's mandatory. If you're 4 times the range that you're looking at, you got to look at it in log scale. You'll need to, because you need the expansion below to make sense of it. Right? Log scale is a pain in the ass. And I wish TradingView did semi-log, right? Like Motive Wave, some of the other more advanced Elliott Wave packages will do semi-log. But okay, that's what we have to work with. So did the algos respond? Yes, they do. We've shown that many times. Right? I'm in log scale, right? Look, we're golden. So don't feel like, oh, shit, I don't know about a log scale golden. Shit, should I take that one? The point isn't to sell it there. The point is to anticipate. The point is to be sure you don't buy it there. That's the point, right? We come down here. Okay, I'm not saying sit here with it. That could break. Every time one's created, there's another one that's got to break, right? We go sideways forever, right? So they break. They have to break. But if you're down here, don't just sit with the limit order. Let it pop. Oh, Algo. Hello. Right now, I can put my stop below 707, give it a little breathing room, because that could go lower. It could break. There's no requirement that it break. I still have a corner pocket. Where this breaks, right? This is what you're paying attention to. This can't break for this to stay bullish. But I got a 5. What am I anticipating here? Not what do I know? What do I anticipate? A 3. All right, I got to wrap it there. I'm hungry. Okay, guys. Thanks for hanging out with me, and thanks to all those that watch after the fact. We'll get the time codes up. I don't know if George is around. We can do it same day, but sometimes it's the next day, because I look at the stats, right? Most of the people watch next day or later in the afternoon. Okay, guys, there you go. Hope you pick something up, right? A little nugget or two, or an idea or something, or an asset that hit your watch list. You're like, oh, fuck, I didn't realize how tight that was. That's the idea. You always can join us, free in the Discord. Well, fuck, well, I forget. White belt is free. Belt system is where we're going to really drill this into you. And if you want to ask about how good is that, would that help you? Don't take my word for it. Ask the other members. Just get in there and go, hey, is that belt system thing, and is that any good? Is that worth the money? Fuck, it's so cheap now, God, compared to what we used to charge for it. But that's just competition. Right? Every dickhead with a TradingView account and a Discord has got a mentorship. I shouldn't say it that way. It's just very competitive, right? So the price of that is really come down, right? But again, don't take my word for it. Ask the other members. Right? And you can ask them right in the Discord. Okay, guys, have a good one. I'm out of here. Thanks for